Hello, guys. My name is Bongi. Um, just wanted to come in here, guys, to talk about the childhood traumas and to say that really most of and all of our pains are from all that we have experienced as kids, either when we were born, before we were born, things that might have happened to our mothers, things that might have happened when we were out of our mother's wombs and we were growing on the development stage as toddlers, as kids and all of that. And when we're growing up, in the teen years and everything, most of our pain are coming from there. I've really had many stories of why people are not happy, of why people they feel like they are anxious, they are depressed, of why people they have bipolar disorders, and it all goes back to how they were exposed to life when they were young. And this pains my heart because I know exactly how it's like to either grow in a family where you are, for me, growing in a family where, for example, you were exposed to a lot of fighting. Family members were fighting, and maybe people were fighting against your own family, like the family people fighting against your own family. And you felt like you are this person who is an outcast. You felt like there's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with your family. There's something wrong with your mother. There's something wrong with your father. And then you grow old, wanting to run away all the time from people because you are thinking, if people that I call family, they could treat me like this, how can I even trust that any other person could be able to be loving towards me? I've had a lot of stories, and I'm just here to share just a few things that I have learned and that I've learned. One thing that I've learned is that throughout all the experiences that people go through, it can be any experience that people go through. Like there's a story where most of the time people, they grow up with mothers who are beaten up by their fathers or their boyfriends or partners and stuff like that. And they grow up saying, my mother was very my mother wanted to be the good person. My mother was struggling. She had to get all these men so that she can be taken care of. I don't want to be like my mother. I don't want to be a single parent. So I want to get married or I want to have a partner that I can be with, and so that I don't have to have a kid and be a single parent as well. But unfortunately, most of the time people do that out of fear that they actually also blame their mothers. They also looking at their mothers, they're like, we're judging you for doing all of these things, for bringing different men in the house, for example, for doing this, or for even not knowingly letting some of these men maybe molest me and whatever, molestation that might have happened or abuse that might have happened, because there are a lot of these things that happen to people. And then as they grow older, they are looking for a partner, and in a way they are actually telling themselves that I don't want to be like my mother. I don't want to be like my mother who had a lot of partners. Yes. And what they do, they actually go and do the same thing that their mothers did. They have this one partner that they don't want to leave, even if the partner is abusing them to the core. Even if this partner takes away the phone, do this, try to lock them out of the world and say, you can't be with this friend, you can't call these people, you can't, I'm taking away your phone, I'm blocking some people, I don't want you to meet some of the people, they are not good for you, I'm going to take care of you. And you're like, wow, I'm going to be taken care of, so let me give in to this. And you give in and the person abuses you. And I mean, at the end of the day, you're going through what your mother has gone through, because your mother, all that she wanted to do, she wanted to take care of you. And she made sure that she then stays in some of the things that she had to stay, because she wanted to take care of you. I'm here to say that until you actually understand that you are the one who is also have to actually maybe forgive and understand what your parent had to go through, and not judge them, but forgive them and forgive yourself for judging them, and also say, I want to then do better by me. I do not want obviously to do that. Yes, most of the people, they say, I do not want to do the same thing that my mother did or my parents did, but they go and do that. They go and do the exact same thing. I know that I had like people, guys, I have stories for days. I have guys who will be telling me that I don't want to be like my father, who had impregnated many kids, many people, and they have many kids outside and stuff. But they go around sleeping with a lot of girls, and the only thing that they are not doing as part of what their fathers have done is to actually maybe impregnate them, but they are going around doing the same thing that their father did, and they are feeling that they're so proud that they are not doing, but they are forgetting that maybe they're blinded that they are actually doing the same thing. They are heading towards the same. They are not healing. They are actually rejecting what their fathers did, and they are not rejecting in a space of them saying, I want to heal this. I want to get out of this cycle. I want to break this cycle. I want to do better. So that's what happened, and that's the reason why people, they keep on having many girlfriends. They are running away from healing what they know they're supposed to heal. They sit in toxic relationships because they are running away from saying that they are actually doing what their fathers or their parents did, and they are blaming them for doing that, all the things that they've done. But they are forgetting that the more they blame, the more they are focusing on what they did, they are going straight on the opposite direction, but it's just taking them all around back to where their parents have done. And guys, I meet all these people, and I get all these stories that people do, and it all comes back from their childhood, how they grew up, how they were brought up, how the family structure was, what are the things that they've seen parents doing, where they were brought up, and all of these things. And they get to go out and having all these things happening in their lives, and they don't know. All I'm saying is that you can really heal these things, because when we're in a session, then a person will be like, oh my goodness, now I know exactly. They start to like understand that it's actually me. I've been running away, but I'm meeting the same problems that my parents have faced. So I just wanted to say that if you are not really, if you are tired of living the way you're living, you really need to start healing your childhood traumas and all the things that you have gone through and you have been put through by people. Sometimes you didn't really even want to be part of these things. I mean, people, they forced them into you. Things happened. But we go again, I got to realize that the whole thing about depression and people saying they're depressed and bipolar and everything, it's all the things that are inside of them. They don't want to let them out. They are running away from those things, and maybe there is no one to hold their hand to try and be able to make sure that they don't judge them. They open up to them so that they can actually be able to talk about these things and let them out. And that's the only way that they could be able to heal these things and to understand. Sometimes it's not even about taking a medication for something. It's about you knowing you're doing this now, you're acting this way. What happened to you when you were very young? And once you know what happened to you, you now have a choice to say, oh, I know exactly how. Which means I can actually just let this thing go and forgive myself for even going through such a horrible state, for witnessing that, for being part of it, for, so that you can be able to sleep well at night, so that you can be able to take on your journey, your life purpose, to be able to be able to do your life with much better and clearer picture of what you need to do than being depressed and not knowing what to do, and you feel like you are here, you just ukaphabantu in this life. You are not here to live your life fully. You feel like there is this void inside of you. I felt like that for a long time, that there is this thing inside of me. I do not feel that whatever that I'm doing is enough and stuff, until I understood where is this thing coming from. That it was from when you thought that the people who are supposedly your family around, I mean, we really do families, we take families very seriously, but they really said a lot of bad things to me, to my siblings, to my parents, and you're like, oh, how can I even have any other person out there loving me if my own parents didn't, even if my own people outside in my family didn't love me? What is it that one could ever see? But we go on and do a lot of mistakes trying to find the love that is not the same as what the family was, and all of those things that we might have gone through. But we get to go through so much pain while we're trying to find the better thing. But the only thing that we need to do is to actually also forgive the people for what they did, so that we can be free and then embody the new us that want to do better, the new us that is allowing of the better love, and we create the love that we want to receive from the outside world and the people around us. So I just wanted to share that and say that, guys, let's start healing. We are not here in this life to just be here and remain the same. We are here to be better, to evolve, to be better than we were yesterday. As we go through life today, you find that this is what you're supposed to do. Tomorrow there will be something else, and all these things that we go through, and the part of healing is the things that are taking us closer into us, opening more of our eyes and seeing things the way they are, and getting healed and not falling into the same hole each and every day. So let's learn these lessons and take on the full armor to be able to heal even more. Okay, thank you.